If anyone had told me that my biggest problem in college would be two insanely attractive alphas nearly coming to blows over me in the middle of the cafeteria, I would have laughed in their face. I mean, I'm a beta, the guy no one notices unless they need a study partner or someone to hold their coffee while they flirt with someone else. But that was before last Thursday. The cafeteria smelled like burnt fries and overbrewed coffee. The usual Thursday vibe. I was just trying to find a quiet corner where I could eat my sandwich in peace. No drama, no noise. Just me, my turkey club, and the latest sociology reading. And then it happened. I caught him watching me, the first alpha. Ethan Hayes. Tall, broad-shouldered, hair dark as midnight, eyes that made you feel like you'd just been caught doing something you shouldn't. We'd had a couple classes together, but he'd never said more than a hey in passing. That day, though, he didn't look away. He inhaled slowly, like something in the air had just shifted. I didn't understand at first until I saw the second alpha. Caleb Rivers. Blonde hair, warm hazel eyes, the campus golden boy. He was standing on the other side of the cafeteria, frozen mid-step, his gaze locked on me like he'd just discovered a buried treasure. I glanced over my shoulder, convinced they were looking at someone else. Nope, no one behind me, no one even close. The next few seconds felt unreal. Ethan started walking toward me. Caleb did the same from the opposite direction. I swear, the air grew heavy. Students started whispering. The sound of laughter from a nearby table faded, replaced by that weird collective silence people get when they're waiting for a fight. And then, right there by the sandwich station, they stopped facing each other across my table. "You're too close," Ethan said, his voice low but carrying. Caleb tilted his head, smiling like this was all some private joke. "I could say the same about you. I had no idea what was happening. Can I help you guys?" Ethan didn't take his eyes off Caleb. "You smell it too, don't you?" My eyebrows shot up. "Smell what?" Caleb's smile softened, but his tone was razor-sharp. "Him." I wanted to disappear. It wasn't until later that I understood what they meant. Apparently, there's this rare thing an unbound beta whose scent can trigger alpha instincts. It's not common, and it's definitely not something I'd ever heard about outside of weird online forums. But to Ethan and Caleb, it was like I just walked in carrying a beacon only they could sense. The problem? Neither of them wanted to back down. By the end of lunch, everyone had heard about it. My phone blew up with texts from friends. "Dude, what happened? Did Ethan really growl at Caleb? Is this some kind of prank?" I ignored them all. The next day, things got worse. I was in the library, trying to focus on an essay, when Ethan slid into the chair across from me. No hello, no smile. Just him, looming with that intense gaze that made my pulse trip. "You should know," he said quietly. "Caleb doesn't take no for an answer. If he tries anything..." I frowned. "If he tries anything? You literally started this in the cafeteria." He leaned forward, his voice low enough to make my skin prickle. "I didn't start it. I sensed it. And I'm not walking away." Before I could respond, Caleb showed up, dropping a coffee in front of me like we'd been best friends for years. "Thought you could use this." I made sure they didn't burn it like last time. The tension between them was palpable. They didn't yell. They didn't need to. It was in the way Ethan's jaw tightened, in the way Caleb's smile sharpened whenever Ethan spoke. And there I was, stuck in the middle, wishing I could crawl under the table and vanish. For the next week, it was like living in a bad romance drama. Ethan would walk me to class, standing just close enough that people noticed. Caleb would coincidentally show up at the dining hall when I did, sliding into the seat next to me before Ethan could. They never got physical, but the stares, the verbal jabs, the possessive energy, it was exhausting. At first, I told myself it was just alpha pride, a weird competition. But late one night, as I was leaving the library, Ethan caught up to me. "Why do you keep running from me?" he asked, not angry, just hurt. I sighed. "Because I'm not a prize to be won." His eyes softened. "I know, but you're different. You make me feel..." He broke off, shaking his head like the words were too dangerous. And that was the first crack in his armor. 2 days later, it was Caleb's turn. We were walking across campus after class. the evening sky streaked with orange and pink. He was quieter than usual, his hands shoved in his pockets. "Ethan's not wrong," he said finally. "You are different. But for me, it's not just about scent. You listen. You actually see people." He glanced at me, and for once there was no smirk, just sincerity. "You see me." I didn't know what to say. The breaking point came at a Friday night campus party. I hadn't wanted to go, but my roommate convinced me. It was loud, packed, and smelled like cheap beer. I was halfway through a conversation with a classmate when I felt that charged air again. Ethan was there. Caleb too. And this time there was no space between them. "You need to step back," Ethan said, his voice edged with warning. Caleb took a step closer. "Or what? You'll scare him into choosing you?" The music seemed to fade. My heart pounded. "Enough!" I shouted, startling them both. "I'm not choosing either of you. Not like this." For a moment no one spoke. Then I walked out. They left me alone for almost a week. It was bliss. Quiet, peaceful, and strangely empty. I hated to admit it, but I missed them. Both of them. The truth was, they weren't just alphas circling a beta. They were Ethan, who looked out for me without asking for thanks, and Caleb, who could make me laugh even when I didn't want to. And maybe, just maybe, I didn't have to lose one to keep the other. When they finally came to find me, it wasn't in the cafeteria or the library. It was at the park under the old oak tree where I liked to read. They stood side by side, for once not trying to outshine each other. "We talked," Ethan said simply. Caleb nodded. "We're done fighting." I raised an eyebrow. "Just like that?" Ethan's lips curved in a rare smile. "Not just like that. We realized if we actually care about you, we can't treat you like something to win." Caleb's grin was softer this time. "So maybe you can stop running." I laughed, the tension finally breaking. "Only if you promise not to growl at each other in public anymore." Ethan smirked. "No promises." Caleb chuckled. "But we'll try." And for the first time in weeks, I let myself relax, caught between two alphas, but no longer feeling like I was trapped. Instead, I felt wanted. And maybe, just maybe, that wasn't such a bad thing after all. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.